Now to a story you're seeing only on WUSA9. It's about one of the world's biggest tech companies. A senior employee at Amazon based in D.C. says this company needs a change in culture. Charlotte Newman is suing Amazon for racial discrimination and sexual harassment, claiming she was underpaid and stereotyped. Matthew Torres talked with the Amazon Web Services manager about her allegations and what the company is saying.
Just to have someone treat you in a manner that shows clear disrespect, it's been something that's been very difficult to process and live with.
Charlotte Newman still holds back tears when talking about a night in January of 2018. In this federal lawsuit filed against Amazon last month, she alleges a senior colleague at Amazon sexually assaulted her at a work dinner in D.C.
He, reached under the table and started to grope my leg, and I froze and used kind of the need to go to the bathroom as an excuse to kind of get up from the table. After the dinner, I don't know if you could say it was worse. Things certainly didn't kind of improve. He begged me to go home and sleep with him.
It's one issue raised in Newman's 63-page lawsuit.
I wish I could say it stopped there.
In her lawsuit, Newman alleges the same senior coworker who Amazon confirmed was fired months after Newman filed a complaint last year also yanked her braids at a different outing and said, "You can leave this behind." Newman also alleges another coworker said she looked like a gorilla when trying on a black jacket. We asked Amazon for an on-camera interview, but a spokesperson says they couldn't do one at this time. In a written statement, the company said, "We do not tolerate discrimination or harassment of any kind. We immediately investigated Ms. Newman's sexual harassment claim and fired her harasser." The company says it's now investigating the new allegations in the lawsuit.
In my case, I didn't have faith that any of the managers on the team would actually treat what had happened to me in an appropriate way. And again, because of the lack of diversity on the team.
In the complaint, she paints a management team that was dismissive towards black and female employees. It says during one meeting, her boss called her too direct, aggressive, and just scary.
To be reduced to being seen as scary, it just really kind of robbed me of my humanity in some ways. I instantly recognized the language to be coded and stereotypical.
Newman is accusing the tech giant of failing to address systemic bias that affects the trajectory of its workers, pointing to a practice known as down-leveling, where someone is offered a job below the level and pay they applied for despite having higher qualifications.
And so there was a clear, almost like a bait and switch that had occurred, where I had been kind of advertised one thing, told one thing, and then brought in, and the actual reality was very different.
Newman says in her lawsuit she interviewed for a Level 7 senior management position with Amazon Web Services. She was brought on as a Level 6 public policy manager instead to focus on U.S. affairs. But within months, Newman says she began doing international work meant for a senior manager and was still paid at a lower level.
What was that realization like?
It was demoralizing to kind of do work that I knew should have come with a higher title and greater compensation. Maybe if I looked differently, that I might be paid and had been slotted in differently.
In my role, I heard from lots of different people that talked about down-leveling.
Janine Kelly-Ray worked for Amazon in Seattle. She left in September as the global manager of diversity after less than 1 year. She felt she deserved to be in a higher level as well, but was told no because of so-called culture fit.
If I am not a culture fit in terms of aligning with the pillars that are their value system, then why would I be hired?
Kelly-Ray says many have expressed concerns about de-leveling, not just from employees of color. She found Amazon did not have her same rigor to address diversity and inclusion and blames a lack of data and budget.
I shared how much money I was given in terms of budget, and I had other leaders tell me that they had more money to buy T-shirts than I had for my program.
In a statement, Amazon says we work hard to make Amazon a company where our black employees and people of all backgrounds feel included, respected, and want to grow their careers. The company says it's not uncommon for people of all backgrounds coming from other companies with more senior titles to take a lesser role when joining, saying part of the interview process is to determine the level where the candidate is most likely to succeed. As far as Newman, Amazon says she was properly placed in her role. So far, the tech giant has not filed a response to her lawsuit.
You're still with the company.
Right.
Why?
I'm staying because I believe I have a right to continue to try and grow at one of the biggest tech companies in the world. I'm staying because I want the company to do better, not just by me, but by other women and other employees of color.
Newman was eventually promoted in 2019, more than 2 years after she started, but questions where she would be with the company now if she says she wasn't passed up on promotions.
If I were to leave, I think it would just be feeding into a broader issue and process that I think really needs to change.
Amazon says its HR team has been in contact with Ms. Newman to ensure she has access to support and resources.